The richest man in America made a bet on one Nevada mine. It cost San Francisco everything. San Francisco, October 1875. The city's largest bank, the Bank of California, closed its doors at noon. Depositors learned the news from a single notice posted on the marble facade. Inside, the vault was empty. The bank's president, William Ralston, had been found dead in the bay that morning. The official cause was drowning. No one believed it. To understand Ralston's death, you have to rewind to 1859. That year, two miners near Virginia City, Nevada, struck something extraordinary. They called it the Comstock Lode. It wasn't a gold deposit. It was silver, enormous quantities of it. The richest silver vein ever discovered on the continent. The silver came out of the ground in staggering volumes. By the 1870, the Comstock was producing millions of dollars in bullion every year. San Francisco became the processing center for all of it. Banks, refineries, and trading houses lined the city's waterfront. Fortunes were made overnight. William Ralston was one of those fortunes. Ralston wasn't born rich. He arrived in San Francisco in 1854 with nothing. He worked as a clerk, then a trader, then a banker. By 1864, he'd founded the Bank of California. By 1870, he was the most powerful financier on the West Coast. His bank controlled the flow of silver from Nevada to the world. But Ralston wanted more than control. He wanted to own the source. In 1871, he began buying shares in the mines themselves, not through the Bank of California, through his own personal accounts, through shell companies, through loans he made to himself. His target was the Crown Point mine. It sat adjacent to the richest section of the Comstock. Ralston believed Crown Point would eclipse all other mines. He bought in at $4 a share, then $6, then $8. He borrowed against the Bank of California's reserves to fund the purchases. He told no one. The stock rose, $12, $15, $20. Ralston's personal fortune doubled, then tripled. San Francisco's newspapers called him the Silver King. Civic leaders invited him to galas. He built a mansion on Nob Hill with a ballroom that could hold 500 guests. He bought racehorses. He commissioned yachts. Then in 1873, Crown Point hit a problem. The miners broke through into a void, a massive underground cavern filled with water. The pumps couldn't keep up. Mining operations slowed, then stopped. The stock began falling. $20 became $15. $15 became $10. Ralston kept buying, believing the problem would be solved. He'd already borrowed $10 million against the Bank of California's assets. The bank's total capital was $15 million. He was leveraged beyond catastrophe. By 1874, whispers reached the street. Ralston had made a terrible bet. The Bank of California was insolvent. Depositors began asking questions. Ralston denied everything. He claimed Crown Point would recover. He claimed his personal wealth was separate from the bank's. Both statements were lies. In September 1875, a run began. Depositors lined up outside the Bank of California demanding their money. Ralston paid them. Day after day he paid. The vault emptied. He borrowed from other banks. He sold assets. He sold buildings. He sold everything. On October 8, 1875, the Bank of California closed. The announcement said Ralston had resigned. The real story was simpler. The bank had $15 million in liabilities. It had $4 million in assets. There was nothing left. Ralston left the bank that day and walked to the bay. He was 54 years old. He owned nothing. His reputation was destroyed. His fortune was gone. He went swimming at noon. When he didn't return, they found him in the water 3 hours later. The official verdict was accidental drowning. The whispers never stopped. Some said he couldn't swim. Some said he chose the water. Some said he was murdered by investors he'd defrauded. The truth died with him. The Bank of California's collapse sent shockwaves through San Francisco. Thousands of depositors lost their savings. Businesses that depended on the bank's credit closed overnight. Unemployment spiked. The city's economy contracted for years. The Silver King's bet had broken the city that made him. Crown Point Mine never recovered. The water problem was never solved. The stock eventually became worthless. Ralston had borrowed tens of millions based on a single false assumption. That one mine would make him richer than any American alive. Instead, it made him the architect of San Francisco's financial ruin. The story of William Ralston is a story about leverage, secrecy, and the belief that one bet can't go wrong. It's a story about a man who controlled billions but couldn't control his own ambition. And it's a reminder that the richest man in America can lose everything in a single season. The mechanisms of financial collapse haven't changed since Ralston: hidden leverage, undisclosed bets, one catastrophic assumption. Subscribe, we cover the next one every week. Subscribe, we cover the next financial collapse every week.